Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Virtual Preschool. I am so glad you have decided to join me for circle time today. Let's figure out what day of the week it is. The last day of school we had was Monday, Tuesday. So today is Wednesday. Yes, so let's move that rainbow arrow down to Wednesday. All right, and who remembers the name of our month? May. Yes, so let's go ahead and count those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What comes next? 11. Yes, let's do the pattern. Blue flower, pink flower, bird, bird. Blue flower, pink flower, bird. Yes, so we have a number 11 with a bird on it. All right, so that was yesterday. That was a 3's class day. So we need to keep going. 9, 10, 11. What comes next? 12, and our pattern, blue flower, pink flower, bird, bird. Blue flower, pink flower, bird, bird. Yes, so we have a number 12 with a bird on it. So let's say our whole date. Today is Wednesday, May 12th. 2021. So let's look out your window and figure out what the weather is like at your house. So when you look out your window, is it partly cloudy, cloudy, sunny, windy, rainy, stormy, or snowy? And if you step out your door, does it feel burning hot, hot, warm, cool, cold, or freezing cold? Don't forget to check the number for the temperature on your weather app. All right, so this week we've been talking all about insects, right? And what's that one kind of bug that people think is an insect but it's actually not? Do you remember what it was? A spider, right? A spider is an arachnid. It has 8 legs instead of 6. Insects have 6 legs. All right, so let's look at our mystery envelope and see what we have in here today. Okay, so this book is called Beetle Bop. So beetles are insects, right? Let's see. Let's look at one of these beetles on the front here. How many legs does this one have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it has the antennae, right? It has the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. So it has all the parts of an insect. All right, let's see what this is about. Beetle Bop. Striped beetles, spotted beetles, all over dotted beetles. Brown beetles, green beetles, not often seen beetles. Buzzing beetles, humming beetles, steadily drumming beetles. Big beetles, small beetles, crawl up the wall beetles. Chewing beetles, sawing beetles, noisily gnawing beetles. Round beetles, square beetles, fly in the air beetles. Bark beetles, sand beetles, fill up your hand beetles. That's a big beetle, isn't it? Diving beetles, whirling beetles, spiraling, swirling beetles. Blue beetles, black beetles, hide in the crack beetles. Glowing beetles, flashing beetles, constantly crashing beetles. Beetles flip, beetles flop. Beetles fly, beetles bop. All right, so that was just kind of a fun book about a kind of insect called a beetle, right? So, we have some work to do about the parts of a beetle. And I kind of mentioned this in the book when we looked at the beetle on the front, all right? So in your packet you have this. You're going to take this little paper off with the words, all right? And this is an insect. It looks kind of like an ant to me, but it's just supposed to be any old insect. And we're going to learn about the parts of an insect, all right? So with this. So the first thing you're going to do is cut in between each of these words, all right? And then if there's extra, see how this one has a bunch of white stuff after it? White paper. Just cut off that extra white that you don't need there. This one's the same way. See? I'm going to cut off that extra white there because you don't need that extra white. There we go. So that's good. All right. So we know that this is what kind of thing? What kind of creature? It's an insect. So this is the word insect. And we're going to put that up at the top. Right here. Because this is an insect. All right. Then we're going to label these things. Does anyone know what these things are called? I mentioned it in the beginning of the book. Those are the antennae. And we also read about the parts of an insect in the, what was it called again? The book we read on Monday, whatever it was called. So let's see here. So these are the antennae, right? There's two of them, so we say antennae. If there was only one, antenna. But there's two, so antennae. All right, so those are the antennae. Right there, antennae. And then what's this part called? Do you remember what this part is called? Like this part on you. Yeah, that's the head. That's the insect's head. So we're gonna put some glue on the back of that one. So the head. And then who remembers what this middle part is called? Yep, that's the thorax. So we're going to find the word thorax. Thorax. And then what was that last part called of a insect? An abdomen. Abdomen. All right. So we're going to put that right there. Abdomen. So this is an insect. These are its antennae. This is its head. This is its thorax. And this is its abdomen. And insects have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. All right, so that is something you can work on. Then we also have our May calendar to do. All right, so the first thing we do with our May calendar, right, is write our name. I didn't bring a pencil, so I'm just going to use this crayon. Miss Mika. And then remember, if you're 4 or 5, which I think all of you are, you're going to trace all of the numbers. Now, I am not 4 or 5, so I don't have to trace all of them. I'm going to stop right there. So, write your name, trace all the numbers, and then you're going to do the fun part on the top. Now, remember, April showers bring May flowers, right? This is our May calendar. So we are going to make a flower for this month. We're going to make it out of our handprint. Now, I already did my handprint part of my flower because otherwise, if I'm doing this over the screen with you and I have paint all over my hand, it's going to make a big mess, right? So I painted my hand, and you can pick whatever color paint you want, and you can either paint your own hand or have your parents paint it or your grandparents. And then you're going to stamp it on the piece of paper. So paint your hand, stamp it on the piece of paper. You're going to let it dry. Okay, so I let mine dry because I did this yesterday. And then you're going to add the other parts of a plant. So this is the flower part, all right? Then we are going to add a stem. So let's see here. Here's my stem. Okay, there's the stem. Then we need to add some leaves. There's one. There's another, so there's the leaves. Flower, stem, leaves, and then what's that part that grows down? The roots. Yeah, so I'm going to try to squeeze some roots into there. Here's my roots. So there's my roots down there. I kind of squeezed them in down there at the bottom. All right, and then, oh, you know what? I'm going to end up, what am I going to do here? Then we need to glue this to the calendar, and I'm just realizing, let's see, that I'm going to cover up my roots. I'm going to make some more roots a little bit higher up too. But otherwise, I'm going to cover them up when I glue my calendar on. So this time, instead of putting glue on the calendar, I'm going to put glue on the corners of my paper because I used a long piece of paper this time because my hand is so big. You may be able to use your paper this way. I don't know. You'll have to see how big your hand is on it to see if you can fit a whole flower that way. Now I'm going to stick my calendar down, trying to make it so I can still see these roots. Goodness. There's the roots. Okay, so there is my flower glued to my calendar. So there is your May calendar. All right, so that is what I have to show you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will hopefully see some of you today at 10:30 for small group. We also have a play date tomorrow at 10:30, Thursday, 10:30 at Parker Mill Park. I will be there. I hope to see you there. All right, so have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.